Hello everyone, I'm Adam Abraham. The webinar you're about to see is about a unique crowdfunding platform called Co-op Crowd. It is a sustainable and I would even say profound way that anyone and everyone can literally create a sufficient flow of income irrespective of market conditions or anything else. The chief factor is the factor of your heart, your own vision, your own determination. If any of this is of interest to you, keep watching and let's just get started.
So I created my first system in 2001. When I created that system, I thought that it would be good for about 5% of the population. We did great. In our first 3 months, we had 44,000 people in over 50 countries. But I knew I could do better, so I kept working on that system. I made it better. And to date, that original system that changed names a couple of times has helped 1.1 million people around the world. It works. Many, many people have benefited from that system. So you think to yourself, well, David, if you created a system that that helped 1.1 million people around the world in 172 countries, why are you still working? Well, because we needed to do better. I needed a system that could help 100% of you. This system that you're going to hear about today can help 100% of you. And it's just 3 simple doable steps that we're going to go over. So no matter where you are right now, I want you to understand that we're here, all of us are here for one purpose. And that is to help you to create an ongoing residual income, and I skipped one of the most important points, why I kept building the system and created a new system now with Co-op Crowd. The last system that I created, you could receive $100,000 in a week. You could receive $1 million. But it didn't have a predictable income. So you could get $100,000 this week, but you might go six weeks or 6 months without getting any more money. So we needed something that had a predictable income, something that you could count on, something that could replace that lost job that you had, something that could pay your monthly bills every single month, something that you knew that every day you had access to money. That's the system that we're going to talk about today. And I hear stories, I hear a lot of them. And for the most part, they're not good. But we're making a huge difference in this. We're going to make a huge dent in the universe with what we're doing here with Co-op Crowd. So I wanted to say that to make sure that everybody understands that, you know, you are the primary reason that your life can make a difference. Only you can change you. We built what I believe to be the best system ever created to build and generate an ongoing passive income in the business world. And we made it simple. We made it easy to understand, and we made it affordable. But it's up to you to take that next step. So as I go through this presentation, which I'm going to do very, very quickly so we can get to the Q&A, I want you to really pay close attention to what we're asking you to do. And as we're asking you to do these 3 simple doable steps, think about, what did I do last week to put money in my pocket? What did I do last month to put money in my pocket? What did I do last month to help my family? I can guarantee you that whatever it was that you did is a lot harder than what we're going to suggest you do. So pay close attention, please. I'm going to share my screen. I'm losing my voice. Greg, I might have to turn it over to you soon. All right, so here we are. Hopefully everyone can see that first screen. This is what we are going to give you if you follow the 3 simple doable steps. It's not a maybe, it's not a possibility, it is a fact. Follow the 3 steps. We will help you to earn a full-time, predictable, and think about that word, predictable. Predictable means that we know that the sun is going to come up on the east and it is going to set on the west. That's predictable. We are going to get you a predictable, ongoing passive income with Co-op Crowd in 3 simple, doable steps with $1 a day. We're also going to give you business ownership. When you join Co-op Crowd, you're not just simply joining another system, you are getting business ownership. So take pride and know that you are working for yourself. You are becoming an entrepreneur. You are the king or queen of your castle. And you get to determine when you wake up. You get to determine how much work you're going to do that day. You get to determine those things after. And it only happens after you complete the 3 steps. In your business, in your cooperative crowdfunding business, you're never alone in building your income. Imagine when you join us, you have the people that you're joining with that are part of your team. We are locking arms. We are in this together. So you're not alone in building your business. You will receive. Check this out. I'm going to say to Keith, could you use more money than you have right now? He says yes. Keith, do you know 3 or more friends that could use more money than they have right now? He says yes. I say, Keith, do you have $84 to get started in your very own business right now? He says yes. I then send him to my website. We all have our own website. And when Keith registers, when this guy registers, I'm doing the work here. It's going to take me 5 minutes to help Keith understand how great Co-op Crowd is. I am going to receive 13 individual royalty payments because I helped Keith today for 5 minutes. I'm going to receive 13 royalty payments every year, perhaps for the rest of my life, because Keith and I are friends and I introduced him to Co-op Crowd. And here's something else. People say that, David, it's $1 a day. How am I going to pay my bills with $1 a day? When I get Keith to join us, I'm going to receive $1,300 every year from Keith. $1,300. This is a remarkable system. And don't try and think about, well, how can $1 a day turn into $1,300? When you turn on your TV, you don't turn it around and try and figure out, well, how am I watching this soccer match that's going on over in Brazil, but I'm watching it live right here? You don't turn the TV around. When you pick up your phone and I call you and you're in Tanzania and you answer and say hello, do you try and figure out, like, take it all apart and figure out, well, how is this working? No, you trust the process. I want you to trust the process because we've been doing this for 20 years. Here are the 3 simple doable steps. You know, in life, the reason why I went from being homeless to being successful isn't because I just woke up and said, I want to be successful. No. You got to have a plan. Doesn't matter what that plan is, and you don't have to have all the pieces of the plan, but you got to have a plan. And that's why we have What's Your 84. It's not because we want you to simply tell us that you want $100,000 to pay off your student loan and you believe you can do it in 84 days. No, it's because you need to know what you need, how much money you need, and what you need the money for. You need to know. So what your 84 is, how much do I require, and what's it for? You know, that's on you. So that takes about what? 30 seconds to figure out how much money you need and what you want it for. It could be anything. Pay your monthly bills, get out of debt, get your big idea funded. Step two is a one-time out-of-pocket $84. A one-time out-of-pocket $84. A one-time out-of-pocket $84. If you do things right, you will never again need to reach into your pocket for money again for Co-op Crowd business. That buys you 3 Co-op 25 tokens, and each Co-op 25 tokens gets you 28 days in the cooperative. What are you going to do with those 3 Co-op 25 tokens? Well, you're going to pay it forward. We use a pay it forward approach to help every single person reach their goals faster and receive more money. Let me ask you something, Doug. If I say to you, I want you to join my business and I want you to pay $84, you would probably say yes. But here's the question. If I said, Doug, I want to help you open up your dreams and create an ongoing passive income, if I pay it forward for you, will you promise to pay it forward to 3 friends you want to help? Which one's easier, Doug?
The latter.
Right. Because I'm not asking you for something. I'm telling you I want to help you. And when I tell Doug I want to help him, the only thing I want is for him to help 3 other friends. We can all do that. We all know at least 3 friends. They don't even have to be friends. It could be your church. It could be the stranger walking down the street. You say, hey, I want to help. Keith is helping people every day of his life. He walks down the street. He sees a homeless person. He stops. He talks to him. And he gives him some money. Because that's what Keith does. Now he's going to be able to stop and talk to that homeless person and get them into Co-op Crowd. Right? So we help people. And we use a pay it forward approach to do so. And that's what I just talked about there. And when we use this pay it forward approach, listen, watch what happens. All right. So Co-op Crowd has 10 generations, 10 income generations. When I pay it forward to my 3 friends, that covers my generation. That covers my first generation. Here you see it right here. There's my 3, right? And what do we say? Pay it forward to 3 friends who will do the same. So when they pay it, and when I pay it forward, I become a receiver. And I get money. My income starts with the very first person that I pay it forward to. When I pay it forward to Keith, my income starts right then and there. When my 3 friends pay it forward, that's another 9 people contributing to my income. Now I'm receiving an income from 9 people instead of 3. And guess what? When I pay it forward to my 3 friends who do the same, see that right there? When I pay it forward to my 3 friends who do the same, I'm done for my 3 steps. Because at that point, I now have enough income to cover my $1 a day. So no more out of pocket. The $1 a day comes out of our wallet every 28 days. It's automatic. The entire system is automatic. I don't have to, go to my bank. I don't have to put in my credit card. It happens automatically because I've completed those 3 steps. But just because I've completed my 3 steps, it doesn't mean my income stops. It continues to grow. And by the way, I have over 1,000 people I'm going to pay it forward to. Keith has already paid it forward to over a dozen people. So it's not just 3. 3 is the minimum amount of effort you need to put forward to receive maximum income with this cooperative crowdfunding system. But if you know 10, invite 10. If you know 100, invite 100. Now watch, it continues to grow. And there's something that's going to blow your mind. These 9 people each get 3 people. Now you're receiving a donation from a total of 39 people. Another 81 people join. At that point, you are now receiving an income from 120 business owners. You only invited 3 and encouraged your 3 to do the same. But now, because we are using a pay it forward cooperative approach to building ongoing passive income, you are now getting a income from 120 people. That's only 4 income stages. Now think about this for a minute. That's 4 income stages, right? So if there's 10 income stages, that means you're 40% done. But you only have 120 people. So it continues to grow. They get their 3, they get their 3, they get their 3, and so on and so forth. Now you're down to the 8th generation. The 8th generation. And now you're receiving an income from 9,840 people. Do you know 9,840 people? The answer is no. So let me go back here, because nothing can be more important right now than you getting this. You invited 3 friends. They invited 3 friends. And look what happens through duplication and a process that works. You're now receiving a small donation from 9,840 people. You have now completed 80% of your cooperative. 80% of your cooperative, and you're at 9,840 people giving you, creating for you an income because you helped 3. Now I'm going to blow your mind. All right? Because, they say if you eat an elephant, you can't eat an elephant all in one sitting. You got to take it one little bite at a time, one little bite at a time. You see these 6,561 people there? Those 6,561 people? These people, these 6,000 people that are giving you a donation right now, guess what day it is? It is day 1 for them. They are not thinking about 6,000 people. They are thinking of 3. Now watch. Like I said, you've now completed 80% of your cooperative. Dude, this is where it starts to get fun. Those 6,500 people, they are thinking about their 3. When they get their 3, now you get a donation from another 19,683 people. But you're not done. Because when these 19,000 people, again, let me do it again. Sometimes you have to show it to really let it sink in. Those 19,000 people are simply looking for their 3. And when those 19,000 people get their 3, you are now going to receive an income from another 59,049 people. 59,049 people. That means that you are going to receive a small donation, because remember, we pay $1 a day and we make a payment every 28 days. You are now going to receive a small donation every 28 days, potentially forever. From 88,572 people. I meant to take those dollars off there, but they're on there. And I don't like to talk about the money. I meant to take the dollar signs off there, but they're on there, so I might as well tell it. So 3 who get 3 sets you up to receive an ongoing passive income. That ongoing passive income, when you simply follow the 3 steps, get your 3, teach them to do the same, and ultimately you will have a completed cooperative. You'll receive $972,753 every 28 days. Now I ask you, would that get you out of debt? Would that allow you to live stress-free? Would that allow you to live financially free? Think about where your life is at this very moment. Think about what you did for the last month to create an income for you and your family. Think about what you did for the last year to create an income for you and your family. Has it made a difference? You know, they say that insanity is this: if you keep doing the same thing that you've always been doing, you're going to keep getting the same results that you've always been getting. So if you want different results, you need to do something different. This is how easy it is for you to change your life. Now, let's look at this again. Is this going to happen today? No. Is it going to happen tomorrow? No. How quickly it happens is up to you. How quickly do you want to pay it forward to 3 business owners? You see, the reason why I say it's up to you, because your team will follow what you do. You are the leader of your team. People follow the leader. So if you say to your team, dude, I want to do this in 1 day. I want to do this in 24 hours. Come on, it's not that hard. Your team will follow you. If you say you want to do it in 3 days, your team will follow you. If you say you want to do it in 7 days, your team will follow you. So all that you see here right now begins with you. Now check this out, right? The reason why I scrolled through that slowly, here's where 100% of your work is, right? That's where 100% of your work is. Here's where 90% of your income is. You got to be patient. You got to understand that this is a business. There's no business that you can open up today and expect it to produce an income that is going to help you to live the way you want to live by tomorrow. Every business requires an effort. This business doesn't require a massive effort, but it does require an effort. And then it requires patience, understanding, and leadership. You need to continue to lead your team. If you say, oh my gosh, I've been in this thing for a week, I'm already down to my 3rd level, and I've only received $81, what kind of business is this? You are hurting yourself. You are hurting your team. Because look at this. Here is where 90% of your income is. So be the leader, be supportive of your team. Understand that this process works. So that's, I wanted to show that. I don't think I really need to show you the rest. There's these 3 questions. I asked these 3 questions. I'm going to tell you why I asked these 3 questions. They're super, super important. When I say to Keith, do you want more money than you have right now? And Keith answers yes. Here's what Keith is telling me and why we have this question. Keith is telling me, yes, I am hungry. He's answered in the affirmative. Yes, I want more money. Now, at this point, most intelligent people do not think that they are going to get this money for doing nothing. So then I asked Keith the next question. Keith, do you know 3 or more people who need more money than they have right now? He says, yeah, of course, right? So the importance of that question and the psychological importance of that question, we are telling our friends that we expect them to invite or help 3 or more in whatever business we are going to share with them. And then the last question tells them how much it costs to get into business. Do you have $84? And I need to put one time out of pocket there. Do you have $84 to start your own business right now? And if Keith says yes, Keith, we just qualified. Keith, in like 1 minute, we've qualified the person we're talking to. We've established that Keith is hungry and wants more money. We told Keith that he has to get 3 or more friends to join him, and we said it costs $84. Guess what I do now? I send Keith to my website. I tell him to join. And then when he gets to the website, I go online with him. I show him how the tools that we have there, and I say, let's get busy with it. And now we are both, me and my friend. And think about that, my friend, right? Do you want to help a stranger to become famously wealthy? Or do you want to help your friend become famously wealthy? You want to help your friend. So those are the 3 questions. And now when I showed these numbers here, and I don't really like showing numbers, but I'm going to talk about those numbers for 1 second because it's so important. People don't believe that they're going to get to that amount, right? $1 million. Come on, who am I to get to $1 million? Well, who was I when I was homeless to get to $1 million and many, many more millions? I'm no different than you. So yeah, you can do those things. But here's something else that I want you to understand, that, in life, me, Keith, Greg, Kat, we need to take care of our own home first. If we can't pay our own bills, if we can't put food on our own plate, if we can't feed our children, if we can't clothe our family, if we don't have clean drinking water, why would we be giving money away to somebody else? We must take care of ourselves first. And guess what? When we take care of ourselves first, if you want to help the Cancer Society, you will be able to using this system. If you want to help your community, you will be able to using this system. If you want to help your mom who says, I don't want to do this business, you can using this system. This system doesn't just simply create money. It doesn't simply make you rich. It makes you wealthy. Because this money continues to grow. And not only is this money going to continue to grow, we're going to help you to understand what to do with your money so that you become wealthy. And you might ask yourself, well, what's the difference between rich and wealthy? Here's what it is. A rich person, they got money and all they're doing is looking to spend it. A wealthy person, they got money as well. So both parties have money, but a wealthy person, they are taking care of their future and they are helping other people become wealthy. We are going to create generational wealth. And generational wealth is the type of wealth that you get to earn, that you can pass to your children, so that when it's your time to transition, you are leaving something of value to that next generation. That is what generational wealth is. That is what we strive for, not to be rich. We strive to be wealthy. Let me stop sharing my screen right now. I said a whole bunch here. Greg, brother, before we get to the Q&A, unpack a little bit of this and like simplify it for the people that are listening, because you know me, I get fired up.
Hey, David, you know, I've known you for some years now, and your passion, it never ceases to amaze me. And I want everyone on here to know that you're talking about a gentleman that's been at this since 2001. He's put his hard-earned money into keeping this program alive. And when we speak, it's always about what we can do or what he can do for the global community, you know, because money is the operating system of this world, right? And so it basically decides your quality of life. And there's no program that's better than Co-op Crowd that take this operating system of money and organize it in a way that helps the most people possible. And it's just about helping enough people get what they want. And Zig Ziglar said it best. And I just applaud everything that you do, David. I'm here because I understand the vision. I know it works. I have 3 beautiful daughters that I'm looking to fund some real estate projects for them as well. I've seen people over the years have homes paid off. I remember one young lady years ago who was about to have her home foreclosed on, and one of your systems helped prevent that from happening. This is changing people's lives, but we have to help enough people get what they want so that you can get what you want. And here's the last thing I'll leave you guys with. He talked about wealth. We're talking about freedom, and everybody wants to have freedom, but there is a price to pay for freedom. And that price is responsibility. And the only thing we're responsible for is 3 simple steps to unlock the freedom that everybody on this planet desires to have. So thank you for all that you do, brother.
Yeah, thank you very much, Greg. And you hit it right on the head, right? Like, I mean, it's 3 simple, doable steps. If you want your life to be different, it's 3 simple, doable steps. Keith and I have known each other for over 40 years. You know, he looks way older than I do, but that's his fault. So Keith and I, we've been friends for over 40 years. And listen, this is why I say, you know, you want your friends with you. You know, you want your friends. And like Greg and I, you know, we've only been talking for a couple of years, but like, I mean, we're like brothers. Like, there's nothing that Greg wouldn't do for me, and there's nothing that I wouldn't do for Greg. These are the type of people that you want to build your life with. These are the type of people that you want to share this with. Don't be afraid. Trust the process. Now, I see that there's a whole bunch of questions here. I'm gonna get to them. I'm gonna try and get to them in order here. What are the steps to withdraw your funds from the digital wallet? And by the way, folks, we have created our own digital wallet, which makes the process of onboarding easy. And it means that you can withdraw your funds when you want them. And I don't know about you, but if I need $100, I want it now. I want it immediately. And that's what you get with Co-op Crowd in our wallet. You get to withdraw your funds immediately. So they said, what are the steps? The steps are easy. Log into your dashboard, go to Co-op Wallet. Click withdraw funds. You'll have to set up that 2-step authentication, which protects you. And that's what almost every major company in the world that has any assets that they want you to be able to protect uses a 2-step authentication. We use the exact same one as Google, as PayPal, and all the rest of them. That protects your money. So you set up your 2-step authentication. You copy the address where you want your funds sent to, you put it in there, you push send, and boom, it's done, just like that. Now, you receive your donations immediately. So if Keith was to join me right now, within 1/10 of a second, any income that will be coming to me will end up in my wallet in about 1/10 of a second. I can make a withdrawal at any time of the day, 24/7. However, we make an outbound payment in batch form. So we only make an outbound payment once a day. We're going to amp that up to twice a day, but we make an outbound payment in batch payments, and we do that to save us all money, including you. In the future, will there be a card that can be used like Cash App? The answer is yes. I don't have a date for it, but the answer is yes. Listen, what you see today, What you saw last month is not what you see today. What you saw on September 1st when we launched for the first time a year ago in a whisper mode is not what you see today, right? So we are continuing to grow. We are continuing to enhance this business model to make it better and better for you, and to make you having access to your funds better and better, easier and easier, and to turn more money into more money for yourself and for your family, and keep building that generational wealth. All right, this is another question here. I tried to avoid it, but I'm not going to avoid it. It's not because I wanted to avoid the questions, because here's what I need everybody to understand, right? Is that if you don't complete the 3 steps, it ain't going to work. If you complete the first step, which is what's my 84, I want $100,000 because I want to pay off my student loan, but you don't do step 2, you're never going to get it done. If you complete step 1, I want $100,000 and I want to pay off my student loan, well, that's step 1, right? And then step 2 says, start your business with a one-time out-of-pocket $84, which gives you 3 co-op 25 tokens. If you do step 1, you do step 2, is that going to get you wealthy? No, because you haven't completed step 3, right? So you must complete those 3 steps to complete what you want to do. Now, the next question, it's talking about co-op 250, right? So the $1 a day is co-op 25, and that's $1 a day, and you pay $28 every 28 days. If you want to amp up, supersize, get to your goals faster, which all of the people that are on this panel right now have done. If you want to amp up and get to your goals faster, then come in at the co-op 25 and also come in at the co-op 250. The co-op 250 is 10 times the amount. It's $10 a day. And if you remember those numbers that you saw there, and Greg and some of the other guys, they've got the actual numbers. So you can ask them to show you the real numbers from step 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way through. That's 10 times the amount. So let's say that your 84 is, you need $9 million because you've got this new widget that you built that's going to change the way that the car wheels go around and around. You can get that in 84 days. Just supersize your dream. Supersize your business by getting into the co-op 25 and getting into the co-op 250. Now, having said that, don't let yourself get all confused and say, well, I want to supersize, but I don't have any money, right? And if you don't have enough money, like, don't take your rent money to join us. We've been here for 20 years, and we're going to be here for another 100 years, right? So don't take your rent money to join us. This system is here for you. Start at the co-op 25, right? Get in where you fit in. Anyways, that's the co-op 250. It's brilliant, and it's very, very helpful. Okay, so as you've already heard, we've had businesses now we've been in business now for over 20 years. One of the other businesses that we have is Co-op 50/50, and the question is, what is the procedure to close Co-op 50/50 and to get it into Co-op Crowd? Well, let me tell you, you don't need to close Co-op 50/50. Just click on the button that's in your dashboard for Co-op Crowd and get in Co-op Crowd. You can have more than one business that's creating income for yourself. So you don't have to stop Co-op 50/50. Co-op 50/50 is my firstborn. I love Co-op 50/50, right? But Co-op Crowd is just that much better. So just click the button in your dashboard to get into Co-op Crowd, and boom, you're in. Just pay the $84 and let's get busy with it. I am going to now, let me see, there's more questions that are coming in here. Okay, so I don't know how to say this in a tactful manner, so I'm just going to say it. This is the question that I got. Do I need to do anything to be successful using Co-op Crowd? Greg, Greg, why didn't you take that one?
Nope. It's not even, Charles, what I'm getting ready to say to my head and not my heart. What planet do we live on? You can't get something for nothing. If you don't send the ship out, there's no ship coming in. It's 3 doable steps.
Yeah, it's 3 steps. So whoever was asking that question, listen. And by the way, I made light of the question because that question deserves to be made light of. However, in saying that, there is no question too small. We're here to help you, right? So there's no question too small. So don't worry about it. If you got whatever other questions you got, and I see they're piling in there, which is, I love it, by the way. That's what we're here for. We're here to answer your questions. So, oh, okay. Well, I like this one. Let me see if I can. So this is a rather interesting one. So this person's asking, how is cooperative crowdfunding different from other forms of crowdfunding? That's actually a great question because, as you know, crowdfunding today is something that is talked about in everywhere. India used crowdfunding for their last 2 natural disasters to raise funds. Instead of raising taxes, they went to the people and said, donate a little bit of money to take care of this natural disaster. We don't have to raise taxes. So crowdfunding is being used for everything today. Cooperative crowdfunding is uniquely different. Number one, we split each donation. So each donation is split to help 10 causes instead of 1. So that when Kat joins us and pays that co-op 25, there is an income that is generated not for one person, there's an income that is generated for 10 people above her, right? So it's very important to understand. 10 people are getting help every single time that we either join as a new member in the business or we renew. 10 people are getting help. It's phenomenal. That's why you can also receive from 10 generations below you, because it's going up 10 generations. So it's really awesome. So we split each donation to help 10 causes instead of 1. We already talked about the fact that you're never alone in your fundraising efforts. Like, folks, how cool is that? You are never alone in your fundraising efforts. What business can you join today and get started? And you have already got a team, you've already got a staff, you've already got people that are helping you when you get started. None. So you're never alone in your business, in your fundraising effort, in your income generating efforts. I already talked about the fact that you receive donations from 10 generations. I already talked about the fact that you receive a royalty from everyone that's in your cooperative. By the way, when I say everyone in your cooperative, as your cooperative continues to grow, when you got 100 people in your cooperative, you're going to receive a royalty every 28 days from those 100 people. When you got 10,000 people in your cooperative, you're going to receive a royalty every 28 days from those 10 people in your cooperative. When you have 88,572 people in your cooperative, you're going to receive a royalty every 28 days from those people in your cooperative. Some people think that, oh my, I got a subscription for my phone bill, the car payment, the car note, they're asking me to pay every 30 days. I got to pay my rent every 30 days. I got to pay my hydro every 30 days. I got to pay my internet every 30 days. What are you getting back when you pay those subscriptions? Nothing. This, folks, because many people say, I can't afford another subscription. This is the only subscription you can afford not to have. You have to have Co-op Crowd in your life because it's going to help you pay all those other subscriptions that you've got coming at you every week, every day, every month. So you need that. And there's other things, but I can't remember what they all are. But we are way different, and Co-op Crowd will get you to the moon. That is how significant we are and how much different we are and how much better we are than every other crowdfunding system on planet Earth. And that is not to say that those other crowdfunding systems are bad. GoFundMe is an awesome crowdfunding system. It has helped tens of millions of people around the world. It has paid for their medical expenses. It has helped churches. It has helped a lot of different causes. It is excellent. When you log into your Facebook, Facebook has crowdfunding. It says donate now. That's crowdfunding. Again, that is another great system that has helped many, many people who were in despair. So I'm not bad-mouthing those other crowdfunding systems. I'm just trying to illustrate how different we are from all of those other ones. It is like night and day. Actually, it's not even like night and day. It's like Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2. It's just, you know, it's just so much better. So I see we've got a bunch of other questions here. I'm going to keep going. Oh yeah, I love this question. So this person sent in, and I love this. I want you to really pay close attention to this, because I want you to understand that no one can affect your business except you. So this particular person says, and I get this question a lot, so it's not an uncommon question. What happens if one of my 3 doesn't do the 3 steps? What happens if one of my 3 doesn't do the 3 steps? Well, let's say that you have a child and you need to get that child milk because the child is hungry. So you got to go to the store. So when you go to the store, you go to that first store and you walk in the door and you ask the clerk, do you have baby formula? And the clerk says no. Are you going to let your baby starve, or are you going to go to the next store? You're going to go to the next store. So that's exactly the same thing you're going to do here. If one of the 3 people that you invited doesn't, you know, they just don't see it right away, get one more. Right? Just get one more. That's how easy it is. Right? And what is insurance for your business in Co-op Crowd? It's 4 people, 5 people, 6 people, 10 people, 20 people. Have more people that are part of your business, because that creates insurance and a buffer in case one of the people that you've invited, for some unknown reason, maybe they forget to pay, maybe they've even passed away. But for whatever reason, have insurance for your business, because it's your business. Question number 1, is crowdfunding legal? Well, we've already talked about that. Governments are using crowdfunding. So the answer to that question is yes. Is cooperative crowdfunding legal? Yes, we're crowdfunding. So the answer is yes, we're crowdfunding. Is Co-op Crowd a Ponzi scheme? You get this all the time, right? Your friends get this. Of course it isn't. You know, and let me re-emphasize that Co-op Crowd gives you business ownership. And in that business ownership, you are allowed to withdraw 100% of your money at any time of the day or night. Here's something else that's important that you would never get in an illegal business or in some Ponzi scheme. You have a business asset. You can actually sell your business for a profit if you want. So, you know, I generally try not to even bother answering such fool questions, because generally when a person asks that question, they don't even know the answer to the question. So no matter what you say to them, you can say, well, no, it's not, because it's sold in a store. You could say anything, because they're just trying to avoid the next thing that you might say, which is fine, but it'd be better if they just said, no, thanks. Yeah, no, listen, folks, we have got the most legitimate business on planet Earth. You have access to your money 100% of the time, and it's your business. You can sell it for a profit. Let's see what else we got here. So here's another interesting one, and I think I might make this the last question, because there's not many more in there anyways, but I think I'm going to make this the last question, and because a lot of the questions that I see, the other questions that I see in there, we've already answered, but what a person here has asked is, what is a one-time donation? So a one-time donation, and I love this question, right? So a one-time donation, when you go to GoFundMe and you see that someone's trying to get money to mend their broken leg, people send them a donation. It's a one-time donation. They're sending that once. It's not over and over and over again. And that goes to contribute to the amount that they need to get their leg mended. So when you make a one-time donation with other systems such as GoFundMe and PayPal and some of the other into Kickstarter and so on and so forth, and I've already mentioned they are great systems, but when you make a one-time donation with those other systems, you wait most times weeks to get your money, and the fees are extraordinarily high. When you make a one-time donation, if I want to make a one-time donation to Doug says, Dave, can you help me out? I got an urgent need. I need $1,000. I can make that one-time donation to Doug, just like that, from my dashboard. Or I can make it from my wallet, or I can make it with my credit card. But I can make a one-time donation to Doug. It takes me about, I don't know, 2 minutes? No, it takes me a minute to make that one-time donation to Doug. That donation that I've made to Doug for $1,000 ends up in his wallet 1/10 of a second after I push the button. And guess when Doug gets that money? Right now. And guess when Doug can take out that money? Today. And guess how much Doug pays in fees to take out that money that he just received? 1%. 1%. So we do what the other guys do. We just do it better. And we also do what the other guys don't do. And that is create an ongoing passive income to allow you to create and generate generational wealth to help your family today, to help your family tomorrow. And when you transition to the other side, it'll still be helping your family. That is what we do here at Co-op Crowd. My name is David T. Rosen. I want to thank Doug. I want to thank Greg. I want to thank Kat. I want to thank Keith. I want to thank Will. And I want to thank everybody else for taking the time out on this Saturday to find out what it is that Co-op Crowd does that can make you wealthier today than you were yesterday. We're going to start our regular schedule next week with our overviews. We've got lots of people. 3 of the people that are online right now, we are going through a training process with Keith, with Kat, and with Will and me. We are going to be doing overviews for you. And once again, next Saturday, we're going to have another Q&A. If you have any more questions, write them down, send them to us the same way you did today. All the people that send questions today, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Your question helps other people understand what makes Co-op Crowd great. So thank you for that. And here, I'm going to leave this with you. If you're not in, get in. And when you get in, complete the 3 steps and do it as fast as possible. What's your 84? One time out of pocket, $84. Pay it forward to 3 people who you want to help in business because it helps you. 3 who get 3 maximizes your donations, and you can live the rest of your life the way that you choose. If you're already in, help more people. If you already have 3, help 4. If you already have 4, help 5. If you already got 10, help 11, because we are the ones that can make the biggest difference in our friends' lives, because we have the system to make it happen. We have the tools to make it happen. And it is up to us to share Co-op Crowd and what it can do for everybody with our friends. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. And remember, only you can change you. Let's get busy with it. This is David T. Rosen. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Goodbye for now.
There you go.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
I'll select that, stop that.
Recording stopped.
Well, all right. There you go. I only got that email last night, and I'd never tried to live stream it, but it seemed like a good thing to try, and I hope it all worked out fine. That's Co-op Crowd. A couple of distinctions that I will make that David did not. And one of them is that he talks about money. All of this is done in crypto, in the crypto space. So you will need to take whatever funds you have, convert it into a crypto. I've actually produced a video on that. I just did it yesterday, so it will be up soon. That one I'm editing. I didn't live stream it. But to join, you go to coopcrowd.com and you can click the join us or join us button, and it'll ask you some information. And in the video that I did, I actually I do it, or at least show you. And what you will do is you'll enter, in this case, if you're joining me, 222-48804 is my donor ID. Or you can, well, that's the best way to do it given right now, because this was totally impromptu. I didn't plan to do this morning. Like I said, I didn't know that the the webinar was going to go on until last night sometime. So the first part of this is all done in crypto. And when he says you can withdraw, you can do that too. You withdraw to a crypto wallet. You're going to need at some point in time to create a way to onboard into the crypto space and also to offboard from the crypto space back into the fiat space. We've got these parallel economic universes going on, so to speak, and all of the ramps, all of the pathways do exist, and those are conversations that we can have as well. I realize that the vast majority of the population could be considered new to the crypto space. It's a foreign place. Another thing he didn't talk about is that, for example, when you're onboarding, when you are paying the 84, well, it's calculated in terms of dollars, but the crypto value could be done in USDT, for example. That's one of the ways. Or now, as he has added an additional blockchain called Solana, it can be done that way as well. This other video, I have those, I've done that as well. So these are some of the details. The other thing that he didn't mention that I think is really amazing about this is that one person's crowdfund, when we're talking about the generations, every generation is unique to the individual. You know, he says that, okay, you can send money to someone or send value to someone. You got to have it in your wallet already. You have to have created that value for yourself. And that is the real point. The system will do all these things if we create the value. We do the effort. We extend the invitations. And I'll say for myself, I haven't done it in 84 days. I've taken time to come to a point of figuring out how I wanted to do it, what I wanted to say about it, how I wanted to describe it, what's important to me, and how to create it or present it to people. And on the other hand, it's also important to be aware of how each person perceives themselves. So that's the other point that I wanted to mention that David didn't mention. When you join, you are a donor and you are a recipient of donations. Every member is a donor. So when you put your funds in, whether it's 84 or whether it's the co-op combo, which includes a co-op 250 tokens, that's the 10x token. If you have a 10x token, you need to have things or return happen faster, if you will, okay, or you need larger amounts. You just buy an additional co-op 250 token, which is basically 10x. Everything that you get from the distribution of your 3 co-op 25 tokens, for every one of the distributions that you receive from that, you get an additional coincident distribution of 10 times that amount. So, for example, I just activated a friend of mine who joined. He got the co-op combo. So he's got the 3 co-op 25 tokens. He's got the 1 co-op 250 token. I sent him one of my co-op 25 tokens. And when he connected, because he's direct to me, I immediately received $8.75 for that co-op 25 as a donation. And then, of course, people above me got theirs. That amount is parsed out, and the system sends it up to 10 generations. So he became a donor to me, so to speak, but to 9 other people above me. And I received a second donation at the same time of $87.50. So basically what we're doing is we need to have that 3. And the thing I was going to say is that each crowd stage is unique to each individual. It's not where you just got this one pool of funds coming in. That's one dimension. That's one-dimensional looking, where it's all just coming into this one place and coming out. Every individual has a unique network of donors, and if you do the work, if I do the work, then I will receive from that crowd, if you will. When you do the work, you will receive. All we need to do is have three that are active and help them have three. Well, I say help them, assist them, because ultimately we need to be the lead in our own. We need to be the top solver of our own problem, so to speak. So others will follow your lead, and they will do it to the extent that we are doing it for ourselves. So with that, that's what I wanted to do. Thank you for, if you've watched all this time, this total impromptu-ness. You can visit coopcrowd.com and you can enter 222-48804. Or if you have a way to reach out to me directly on whatever platform you're hearing this on, do that. We'll send you a link. But the link basically is coopcrowd.com and 222-48804. And let's get started. And I look forward to growing together with you, and let's each look forward to seeing our income supply issues diminish and shrink, and see that we have enough to do the things that we want to do, to not be concerned about where something is going to be coming from, not just tomorrow, but today. Let's get in the point of that we have enough each day, and we are confident of our ability to handle whatever our issues are. I find that when people have that issue solved for themselves, they find themselves in a position to be a lot more discerning about what they agree to and what they don't agree to when what they are being presented does not meet their standards. So with all that said, thanks again, and I will sign out for now. Be well. Peace to you all, and I love you all.